Fire and unicorns, Stig stealing drivers' cars, and yet another clash between the Middle East and Europe at the first stage of OIDC 2025. Hello, this is Grinya and welcome to the breakdown of the first stage of the Oman International Drift Championship 2025. Let's roll! The start of the year, and as always, the first to open the drift season is the Oman Automobile Association with our beloved Oman International Drift Championship. A new season should bring surprises, and 2025 will be the first year when OIDC stages go beyond the track of the Oman Automobile Association and even beyond Muscat. Yes, this year, the season opener is in Muscat, but the second stage and the final will take place 200 kilometers away in Sahar, a small but very beautiful and cozy city on the coast of the Gulf of Oman. We'll discuss the upcoming two stages in future episodes, but for now, let's see what interesting things happened during the season opener of OIDC 2025. To start, a question I kept answering throughout the live broadcast on my channel: where is James Dean? Unfortunately, this year, the schedule of the four-time OIDC champion did not allow him to participate in the season. However, I've noticed that the years when James the Machine Dean came to Oman and became champion here, those years usually turned out to be very successful for him, often resulting in championship titles in Europe or the USA during the same season. Conversely, the years when he skipped OIDC were typically difficult for him and without major championship victories for the Irish drifting superstar. By the end of this year, we will find out whether this pattern holds true or if it's just a coincidence. Besides this, it's a pity that Nicholas Knick-Knack Burton's and Edgar Scroggery's also couldn't find time for OIDC 2025. Thus, the European team has indeed become slightly weaker, but it doesn't seem like they're ready to give up just yet. Plus, we have many new drivers from Ireland, but let's go in order. The track, shaped like three colorful scoops of ice cream in a waffle cone, always seems simple at first glance. However, grippy cars and the driver's skills quickly proved otherwise. As per tradition, the drivers elevated their aggression on the track to a new level. As a result, Ahmed Al-Amri from Oman confidently secured the win in qualifying with 93 points. Right behind the winner with 91.7 points was the familiar European representative Clint van Noort. But it's always nice to see new faces among the top qualifying positions. The third place went to newcomer Kirill Matskevich with 88.8 points. There were also surprises. Ahmed Daham, who drove first in qualifying as the OIDC 2024 vice champion and the strongest contender due to the absence of the champion, found himself off track during his first run in the brand new and stunning GR86, resulting in a score of 0. It was a pleasure to see Daham not opting for a cautious second attempt, which earned him only 8th place in qualifying. Unfortunately, Sebastian Fontaine followed Daham's path in his first attempt and scored 0, and despite a good performance during most of his second attempt, he couldn't finish it due to a technical issue. Nonetheless, the top 32 lineup was very strong, promising exciting tandem battles. I remember in previous years, most driver errors occurred during the initiation to the first outer clipping zone. Honestly, I expected the same this year, especially since Daham made his mistake precisely at this spot during qualifying. However, the biggest challenges arose at the fourth outer clipping zone from the point of entry through to the fifth and sixth clipping points. The map lacked a deceleration zone in the area of the fourth clipping zone, but in reality, drivers needed to dissipate inertia after transitioning, which led to most of the controversial situations. As proof, Ahmed Al-Amri following Ahmed Ramzi was too aggressive exiting the fourth clipping zone and after transitioning made hard contact with the lead driver, resulting in a correction. This led to one more time where Al-Amri managed to meet the judges' criteria and advanced further. This year's innovation was the visualization of telemetry during live broadcasts. Although telemetry has always been part of OIDC, it had never been shown to viewers before. Now there was an attempt to display it, but sometimes the data shown was incorrect, and when it was accurate, no one explained why there were so many numbers, which figures indicated good results and which were bad. The graphics often appeared in a small window in the corner of the screen, showing little more than cars and lines. This innovation is promising, but it's not yet fully understandable for viewers. Ahmed Daham surprised everyone during qualifying and decided to surprise them again in the top 32. On the same exit from the 4th clipping zone, while chasing, he went too wide at the 6th outer clipping point, hit the wall with the wheel straightened, and lost all the advantage gained during the first round against Ali Al-Balushi. Just like that, the strongest driver at the start of the competition was out in the top 32. I want to highlight the improved driving level of Hussein Meselmani. His opponent in the top 32 was Nasser Al-Khalbari, a very tough competitor. Meselmani did an excellent job as the chaser, but made a mistake during the leader's initiation, giving the judges an easy reason to award victory to Al-Kharbali. The 2 rounds had enough action for everyone. Meselmani's Corvette caught fire twice during the top 32 rounds, and it took significant effort to remove a cone stuck in the front wheel of Al-Kharbali's new 370Z. At one point, it seemed like Al-Kharbali's 370Z turned into a unicorn and was ready to spear Meselmani's Corvette. Fire and unicorns in a single drift battle. Wow! But it seems both participants left the battles satisfied. Al-Kharbali advanced to the top 16 though. And do you know what no one expected? The crazy Omani Stig. During the break between the top 32 and top 16, the Omani Stig entered Haitham Al-Khadidi's tent, aggressively took his car and went out onto the track to wreak havoc. The crowd loved it, of course. I'd love to hear your guesses in the comments about who hides behind the black helmet and blue suit of the Omani Stig. However, Stig wasn't very considerate, not only towards Al-Hadidi himself, but also towards his car. Al-Hadidi had advanced to the top 16 and was set to continue racing, but then Stig went wild with his car right before the top 16. Unfortunately, these concerns weren't unfounded, as in the top 16 battle against Shabanov, Al-Hadidi went off track at the 4th clipping zone, and I believe the problem was due to a mechanical issue with the car. It's a pity because Haitham's previous rounds looked very promising. The 4th clipping zone became a curse for Maxim Grossman. His pace and precision on the track were high. In the top 32, he fought Chris Brady, with the battle being decided after a car contact caused by Brady. However, in the top 16, Grossman faced Benedictus Chirba, the same 4th outer clipping zone, but this time Grossman's deceleration led to contact, where the fault was unclear. The judges had to review telemetry results multiple times to make a final decision. Ultimately, Benedictus Chirba advanced to the top 8. Several years ago, Middle Eastern drivers like Ahmed Daham, Ali Maksid, and Nasser Al-Kharbali were known for uncontrollable aggression in every run. This often cost them dearly. For example, Ali Maksid only became OIDC champion after learning how to control his aggression and reduce it when necessary, replacing it with consistency. But this made their runs more predictable and less entertaining than before. However, one Middle Eastern aggressor remains whose every run is unpredictable and therefore very interesting. That's Haza Al-Hosni. His mean S14 with the boss body kit is always pushed beyond its limits. In the top 16 battle with Kirill Matskevich, Al-Hosni displayed sheer madness. Matskevich's fans were shocked by Al-Hosni's track antics and aggressive fighting. After hitting Matskevich Supra, Al-Hosni didn't lift off the throttle and drove away in a cloud of smoke. As a fan, I ask Haza not to change, but for the sake of results, he will eventually need to control his aggression. Ladies and gentlemen, the last drifting aggressor of the Middle East. Show some respect. But there was a problem at this stage, and it was drivers going off track. This started even before the top 16, but it didn't significantly affect battle outcomes until the top 16 battle between Ali Maksid and Harry Kerr. Let's first discuss the track boundary lines. I believe this is especially important at the Oman Automobile Association location where the line is drawn on an open area. Under these conditions, track boundary lines should be the strictest limit, and going off them should be penalized seriously. If this were a racing circuit, going off track would mean driving onto grass or dirt, significantly affecting the car's behavior. And the harshest example is Long Beach in Formula Drift, where there are no lines, just concrete barriers, and going off track usually ends the race, sometimes resulting in a destruction of the drift car. Returning to OIDC, according to the regulations, you can get a 0 by going off track with all 4 wheels, but anything less than that, with minor penalties, is still within the norm. In the battle between Ali Maksid and Harry Kerr, Maksid as the leader went off track with 3 wheels. 3 wheels. After switching roles, Maxim showed unprecedented aggression as a chaser, despite Kerr's decent driving as both leader and chaser. But Maksid emerged victorious in this pair even if we ignore the wheels off track. Maksid, as the leader, deviated from the correct line, slowed down and returned to the track, creating problems for the chaser with his unpredictability. Kerr did nothing similar and was a good, predictable leader, making it easy to chase aggressively with the right skill. Even so, the chances of victory shouldn't have been in Maksid's favor, and with the wheels off track, it became an entirely inexplicable situation. Perhaps something wasn't visible during the broadcast as the director kept showing the same replay angles despite the technical capability to view the runs from different perspectives. Minimal explanations of the judge's decision-making logic during the broadcast could have made the viewing experience much clearer and easier to understand. The same happened in the top 8 battle between Clint Van Oort and Artem Shabanov. Van Oort went off track with 3 wheels in the first outer clipping zone, and both drivers delivered arguably the best runs of the entire competition. It was truly spectacular tandem drifting, with the only serious mistake being Van Oort going off track. The judges deliberated for a long time and eventually ruled in favor of Clint Van Oort. Clint himself seemed very surprised by this decision. His apparent loss turned into a victory, and once again, there was no explanation from the judging panel. By the end of top 8, it wasn't entirely clear why Ahmed Al-Amri won the one more time against Leonid Schneider, as Schneider was closer, but this could be attributed to poor broadcast angles. In any case, the top 4 shaped up into a classic clash between Europe and the Middle East. Ahmed Al-Amri against Vindictus Chirbo on the left side of the bracket, and Ali Maksid against Clint Van Oort on the right side. Honestly, after all the battles in the top 32, top 16 and top 8, I expected the top 4 to deliver unforgettable runs, but unfortunately, the Middle East convincingly outperformed Europe. There was one more time between Al-Amri and Chirbo, but Al-Amri ultimately secured his spot in the final. He had a very real chance to close the weekend with a perfect performance, winning both qualifying and the main competition. But a frustrating mistake during initiation against Ali Maksid left no suspense before the podium ceremony of the first stage of OIDC 2025. As usual, the OIDC Awards ceremony took place in 3 categories: the Oman class, the Middle East and North Africa MENA class, and the most prestigious international class. Oman class podium, 3rd place Tariq Al-Shayhani, 2nd place Haitham Al-Hadidi, and 1st place Ahmed Al-Amri. MENA class podium, 3rd place Haitham Al-Hadidi, 2nd place Ahmed Al-Amri, 1st place Ali Maksid, which sealed the lack of suspense for the 1st and 2nd places in the international class. And finally, the international class podium. At least 3rd place was somewhat unclear, and it went to Clint Van Oort. 2nd place Ahmed Al-Amri, stage winner Ali Maksid. Here, through the queue and in the description, you can find the only action version of the round 1 without ads or breaks, featuring pure drift action. There you'll see plenty of awesome drifting and can form your own judgments on whatever I was right in my assessments. I'll be happy to discuss the runs with you guys in the comment section below. Meanwhile, we're now waiting for the second round of OIDC 2025 in Sahara on February 14th and 15th. The wait won't be long. Finally, the representatives of Oman and the Middle East won't have their home track advantage, though they'll still be competing on home soil, giving foreign drivers a better chance. By the way, we still have Irish drivers who performed well in the competition, but didn't make it to the podium for various reasons, and I hope they figure things out by the second stage and give a strong fight to all the top drivers. I look forward to your like on this race review. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as there will be live broadcasts on the upcoming rounds. This was Grinya, and I'll see you in the next episodes of One More Time. Cheers!